Oh, I got 2 friends online. That's nice. Oh, I remember where I'm at.
That guy was Robo-Justice.
This Robo-Justice you are referring to is this, is it not?
What the hell am I looking at?
This is the one that attacked Celeste and Hifumi. Isn't that right, Hifumi?
Yeah, that's him. I'm sure of it.
Hello, everybody. I'm back. Robo-Justice.
It can't be.
Robo-Justice, huh? I got some Cheez-Its with me. You should play Danganronpa V3. I will play it blind. How about that? There's Byakuya. Robo-Justice, huh? This just keeps getting stranger. It's a hammer, just like the one Celeste was attacked with in the rec room. But this one is Justice Hammer 2 or Justice 2 Hammer. On top of that, this one is a little bigger than the first one.
He attacked me with that hammer. He bonked me right in the head with it.
A hammer that big? I'm surprised you're still okay.
I'm not okay. Look at all this blood.
Protein helps heal wounds, you know. Would you like some? I have never heard such a thing. Are you sure it isn't just you?
It's him! A robot of justice, huh? Now things are really starting to get exciting. What kind of special moves does it have? Can it fly? Can it combine?
I love this guy and his impressions. Thank you very much, Cherry.
What?
Why is he here? Let us not concern ourselves with him. What we need to do is get Hifumi to the nurse's office right away. Whatever else we do, he needs to be treated as soon as possible. You're right, let's go.
Thanks, everyone.
We moved Hifumi to the nurse's office on the first floor so we could take care of his injuries. How you feeling, Hifumi? You want me to take a look at you?
I'm okay. I think it stopped bleeding. I'm still kind of dizzy, though.
Perhaps you should rest here a while.
Yeah, good idea.
The rest of us should get looking back for that mystery assailant.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, before another victim appears. The Justice Hammers seem to be increasing in size. First 1, and now 2.
So, in other words,
If there is a Justice Hammer 3, we can assume it is even bigger than the first 2. If you gotta hit anything bigger than that, you'd be dead for sure. Tell us what happened to you, Hifumi.
I woke up early this morning and started looking for Alter Ego ahead of everyone else. I went to the 3rd floor, and that's where the strange costumed man attacked me.
That must be what I witnessed around 7 this morning.
After that, he dragged me to the library, and whack! Down came the hammer. That must have been 30 or 40 minutes ago.
Around 7:30, in other words. We would have still been in the dining hall. Which means Hina, Sakura, and I were together, and Kyoko was still with us. So we all have alibis. I was in the laundry room, doing my laundry. His black underwear is as black as the pitch black darkness of the blackest night.
what?
Why do you know that?
Isn't it obvious? 'Cause I was peeking.
Anyway, so that means Byakuya and Toko were together at the time. Meaning they also have alibis. And the only ones who don't have alibis for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked were The only two I haven't seen yet. Hiro and Taka. That's it, right?
Very strange.
By the way, what happened to Kyoko? I haven't seen her anywhere. Oh yeah, she was supposed to be checking the second floor, but I didn't see her up there at all. Where could she have disappeared to? She's disappeared, huh? What a strange woman. She might be exactly as I suspected. Hold on! Kyoko was with us in the dining hall when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. So, I'm not talking about who attacked them. Huh? I'm referring to what we talked about last night. Who the mastermind's spy might be. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello, Gundam Tanaka. Hello, Hasbin Hotel fan. Hello, everybody else in chat. I haven't really been paying attention to it. I'm terribly sorry about that. Are you saying Kyoko's working with the mastermind? That's not possible! Thank you for the follow, Coco.
What?
Isn't it? This woman, who seems almost eager to handle dead bodies, hasn't even revealed her true identity. Save this discussion for later. Right now, we need to focus on finding the suspicious individual.
Okay.
Yeah, if we don't hurry, there's only going to be more victims. That might be why Kyoko and Taka and Hiro haven't shown up yet. She's right. We have to do something about that mystery man first. Nice entertainment center. Thank you very much. The Kuya Thank you for the follow, Hamter. What, is my Byakuya impression good?
Don't worry about me. I'll catch up with you guys after I rest for a bit.
One by one Lego piece. All I can think of is the fucking queso clip. Have you played all of them through? I have played every one except Ultra Despair Girls, V3, and Danganronpa S. Understood. Take care of yourself. Your hero impression is fire. Thank you. Okay, let's go. You know what about the hero impression? Why not V3? I haven't seen Danganronpa 3 yet. The anime. About the hero impression. Yeah, thank you very much for that. So whoever's that running around, why are they wearing that weird costume? Don't bother looking for a reason to form a deviant.
What? So, what are we gonna do? Split up and look around?
Our opponent is very dangerous. We don't know what they're capable of, even here. Bro is legit Byakuya.
What?
What's wrong? I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs. Really? Up on the second floor, then. You bastard. You won't get away from me. We all shot toward the stairs. Thank you for the follow, Fugo. I love this guy's impressions so much. Bro needs to be a voice actor. I'm actually training to become one. That's my dream job. He must be around here somewhere. Let's split up and corner him. But don't take any chances. As soon as you find him, call out and I'll come running. Okay, but what should we yell? Anything, it doesn't matter. Then is ha! Okay. Ha or do-ya or whatever you want. Just yell loud enough so we can hear you. Do-ya? I have never heard such a reaction. Okay, whatever. Just hurry up and start looking, okay? Let's go. Hey, Mr. Robot! Where are you hiding? If you don't come out, we're gonna decommission ya! We spread out in every direction to track down the costume suspect. I remember this part. This was my first exposure to what the gameplay of the game looks like. My friend actually streamed this on Discord, and I was watching it. Yeah, there's Justice Hammer 2. That strange cry. That had to be Celeste. It came from the floor above. She's on the 3rd floor. I sprinted up to the 3rd floor. I stayed up a full 24 hours last night. Oh God, hi. Over here, everyone. Everyone who heard the scream had come running. Celeste, what's wrong?
What?
That was a rather intense scream for somebody like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down the hallway and disappeared. He must be down this hall. Come on, let's go. What is it now? Huh? Oh, it's really true. But that doesn't matter right now. Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. What about this suspect? We've gone to all this trouble to capture him, right? Then why don't we split into 2 groups?
It's all clear.
I'll lead the hunting party. That makes things much more interesting.
So then,
Very well. Then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. We will leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Sakura, and Byakuya.
So,
We'll handle it. Just to go take care of Hifumi. Not. Okay, you guys be careful. With that, we split into 2 groups. Me, Celeste, and Hina all ran downstairs to the 1st floor.
just a second.
He's in the nurse's office. Let's go. Okay, that's a funny way to say school store. We stormed into the nurse's office, and what greeted us was a world of dripping crimson.
Oh,
Everything was covered in red. Oh, yeah. Mini Queso just died. Let's go! Why is everybody cheering? Not the boulder! I can feel the ground shaking. And in the center of all this red was Hifumi? Sorry about the scream. Bro was a rock before. The Alpha and the Omega has fallen. That scream scared me. Whole view shook. What game is this? This is Danganronpa. Your scream was perfect, oh my god. It looks like something very bad has happened. I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered. Murdered? You're not serious, are you? He's not really dead, is he? Poke him with a stick. Thank you for the follow, Jin. Thank you for the follow, Chiaki. This is not my first, this isn't my first time playing, no. Please be a voice actor. I'll try. Alright. Thank you for the follow, Jeremy, and now, let's get to it.
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
I just realized Moon Jellyfish. Not only thank you for the follow, but your profile picture is frilled jellyfish cookie. That's kind of based. What the? That was the body discovery announcement. The body discovery announcement. When 3 or more people discover a murder, that's what plays. And since we just heard it, that means it must mean Hifumi. Someone killed him. One of us. One of us? And look at that. When Celeste said that, she pointed to something. Something on the floor. Something that had been on the floor of the last two surprise attacks. Alright.
Oh,
Another hammer. Justice Hammer 3. It's even bigger than the other two. Just as I suspected, one strike from that and you are finished. Bro really had Power Smash equipped. And then the killer. There can be no doubt. The suspicious individual. Thank you for the share, Kuro. Going by what Hifumi called him, the culprit must be Robo-Justice. Whoever's hiding in that costume is the one that killed Hifumi. But, wait. You saw him on the 3rd floor, right? Running back into the hall. So how did he end up in the nurse's office? You're not saying they, teleported or something, right? Thank you for the follow, Kuro. We can figure that part out later. Right now, we have to tell the others. You're right. Then shall we go? Hina, snap out of it. Huh? You okay, Hina? Sorry, I'm not sure I can move right now. I'm feeling kinda... This is a problem. We can't just leave Hina here alone. Okay then, I'll go get everyone. You stay here with Hina. Very well. I leave it to you then. Okay, be back soon. I tried to sound confident and upbeat, but I still hadn't stopped trembling from what I'd just been through. Everyone else is already on the 3rd floor. I have to hurry. This is where everyone was chasing after the suspicious individual. Where was he headed? Yeah, that was a rather intense scream for someone of your caliber. Thank you for the follow, Riley. He ran off, going further down the hallway. Way into the back of the hallway? We gotta go down the gray hallway. That was an intense scream. Too intense. Jesus, these fucking Cheez-Its are dry as hell. As far as I can tell, there's nobody here. But still, I feel some kind of presence. Yeah, I'm sure I can feel somebody's presence. This presence is coming from over there in the back? I leapt through the doorway, and when I did, I found another nightmare. The second nightmare of the day was waiting there to greet me. There, marinating in his own ragu, was Taka, dead. A next generation legend. Stand tall, galactic hero. Deadly life. Hifumi's fucking pose. Hifumi's body discovered in the nurse's office. And Taka's body discovered in the equipment room. I was witness to 2 nightmares, one right after the other. No, they weren't nightmares. This is harsh reality. The true nightmare is this reality, the reality I have to face every day. But still. Why is this happening? Toko? Don't tell me. Toko too? Relax. She just passed out when she saw the blood. The blood? Oh, that's right. When Toko is, Toko, she has a fear of blood, huh? We've tried everything to get her to wake up, but no luck. Just leave her be for now. At least he's with Mondo now. It's like he said. I should just leave her alone for now. Taka. Damn it, why did this happen? Thank you for the duck, Luna. Thank you very much. Dying posed with the cheeks to the ceiling. Okay, I guess none of you want to talk. Another hammer. Now it's Justice Hammer 4. And it's even bigger than before. Is that suspicious individual responsible for killing Taka too? But why is it Justice Hammer 4? What do you mean? Celeste was attacked with Justice Hammer 1. And then Hifumi was hit with Justice Hammer 2. But this time it was Justice Hammer 4. What happened to number 3? What's the matter? What's the matter, Makoto? Well, when you mentioned Justice Hammer 3, you just reminded me. Out with it. Do you know something? Actually, Taka's not the only one that's been killed. Hifumi's dead too. Hifumi's been killed? Yeah. Which is why you came to get us. Then we'd better go check it out. Of course. Come on! So Sakura, Byakuya, and I rushed out of the physics lab. You just left Toko hanging? But as soon as we were out of the physics lab... Celeste, aren't you supposed to be waiting in the nurse's office? Something has come up. Yeah, I heard. Hifumi is dead, right? Well, that is not all. It is gone. Huh? What's gone? It has disappeared. Disappeared? Hifumi's body has disappeared. What? What are you talking about? It's disappeared? Don't be ridiculous.
Come on.
Are you serious?
What?
What the heck is happening here? Everyone, back to the nurse's office! I practically leapt down the stairs, nearly losing my balance. I reached the nurse's office, completely out of breath. I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm not Byakuya's voice actor. I'm not, sadly. Thank you for the follow, Desolation 420 Gaming. Shoutouts to Jason Wishnov, though. This is the first one. This is the first Danganronpa. Thank you for the follow, Chicken X3. Hifumi's body was here earlier. It just disappeared? Me and Celeste went to the bathroom, but we were only gone for like a minute. And then when we got back, this must be the work of the culprit. They must have come and carried the body away. They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died.
What did you say?
I don't believe this. I don't believe a body would just disappear. First there were 2 murders. And now one of the bodies has been taken? This is unnatural. Hold on, what do you mean 2 murders? Taka's been killed. We found him in the equipment room.
No way!
It can't be Taka too. Thank you for the follow, Jason Wang. It can't be. It can't be. No! Hina, calm down. We're all gonna die. All of us. They're gonna kill all of us. Then who might the next target be? Toko? Huh?
What?
I completely forgot. She's still unconscious in the equipment room. You left her at the scene of the crime? We didn't have a choice. She passed out and refused to wake up. Byakuya voice is on point. Thank you. So she is still unconscious? Wait, so you knew she was still up there and said nothing? Why? That annoying little insect clings to me wherever I go. We'd be better off without her. You bastard! Calm down. You forgot about her, didn't you? You have no right to blame me. Everyone stop fighting. Right now we need to hurry back. I can't take this anymore. I don't want anyone else to die. Unikitty, I'm inviting you to be a VA. Please let me have you be a VA. Hey, I'd be down for it. If I get like a decent mic somewhere, I would 100% be down for it. Byakuya, if something's happened to Toko, I'll never forgive you. Bro is perfect for Byakuya. Like, hey, chat, give me a line to say as Byakuya. I'll fucking read it out. We ran back to the equipment room at full speed. And when we got there... Toko! Byakuya x Unikitty. Tell them, Makoto. Thank God you're okay. I thought you were the father. But right away I noticed there was something very different here. It was gone. Taka's body, which should have been right there, had disappeared. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? No, it's not a hallucination. I know I saw it before, and what I'm seeing now isn't what I saw before. What's the best Danganronpa character right now? Nepo baby? I am not a baby. I am 18. Nagito x Jade. Byakuya x Unikitty. I prefer Unikitty x Mifa, but you know what? I'd marry Byakuya. Are you saying Taka disappeared too? Stop saying disappeared. It didn't just vanish into thin air. Obviously, whoever did this has hidden the body. But why would they do that? I couldn't possibly begin to imagine. Anyway, our costumed suspect is clearly continuing his crime spree. We gotta hurry up and catch him before he kills all of us. Oh, I don't think you have to worry about that. Think about it. Who could possibly be responsible for killing and hiding these dead bodies? When Hifumi's death cry went up, everyone was here together on the 3rd floor. After that, we split up into 2 groups. And now this time, you all came here as a group from the nurse's office. In other words, the only ones who could have done this are Hiro and Kyoko, who are still missing. Hold on a second. Guavda-cha. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, Daniel. Byakuya before he became Thikuya. I prefer the name Big Makuya, but... Wait, are you... Thank you for the follow, full-time ass sniffer. Hold on a second. Kyoko has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. There's no question that she was in the dining hall with us. You seem very adamant about defending her. Perhaps you are in love. Kyoko and Naegi sitting in a tree. That's not it at all. Well, anyway, I do accept Kyoko's alibi. Which means the suspicious individual we're looking for can be none other than Hiro. Which further means there will be no more murders. The regulations are very clear about that. That's right. There's a rule that says you can only kill a maximum of 2 people. As long as that rule is in place, there will not be a third murder. If they were to break that rule...
I mince ya! Mince ya without a second thought! Mince ya, grind ya, turn ya into a paste! By the way, did you know that fish paste can also refer to shellfish? Like shrimp or crabs?
Indeed.
Let's see.
So, since 2 people have been killed, there is no possibility of any more.
You knew that from the beginning, didn't you, Byakuya?
Which means you knew Toko was never in any danger. I still meant that when I said we better be off without her, though. Anyway, with that in mind, we can now relax and search for the 2 missing bodies. 2 missing bodies. 2 people have been killed and their bodies have been hidden. The only one without an alibi, the only one who could have done it, is Hiro. The Monokuma impression was perfect. Thank you. But is he really the killer? And what about Kyoko? If she's not involved in this case, where did she go?
What?
Hey, Makoto, what's the matter? You feeling down? Play some Metroid. Whatever. We need to find those bodies, or our little narrative here can't move forward.
So then,
Very well, then let us split up and begin searching. I feel so Sigma. Sign up, bro, for VAs right now.
but
There is no need to be afraid. No more murders will take place during this case. I know that. I mean, I think I do, but... No need to thank me. Then let's get moving. Yell out if you find anything. Byakuya left the equipment room, followed by the others. I have to try and find the 2 missing bodies. This life feels like a nostalgia trip. Huh? The door must be locked. The paintings are on the walls. Don't see anything out of the ordinary on them. Can I stop inspecting the paintings? I want to talk to my wife. I mean Aoi Asahina, shit. Where could the 2 dead bodies have disappeared to? Byakuya, the type of guy to refer to a skeleton as cadaver. What do you mean? Of course the villain of Masters of the Universe, Skeletor, is clearly a cadaver. I heard what? We need to search for the bodies that have disappeared. What happens after that? Where do I go? I forget. I actually forget where I'm supposed to go. Excuse me, you mean my wife? Cadaver, a corpse. Despair Squadron, Monokuma. Is that foreshadowing to the fucking Monocubs? Oh, money. The Byakuya impression is on point. Thank you very much. I'm really happy that it's giving a lot of people enjoyment. School zone 3F 3 feet 3 foot longs. I could actually go for a foot-long sandwich right about now. I haven't eaten at a Jimmy John's in a long time. Like, I really fucking want to eat at a Jimmy John's now, but there's none in my area. Thank you for the follow. It's Lydia the Silly Gooper. I better look around the floor first. Makoto, you might as well play a game of billiards. As long as nobody's looking. It's a shelf full of magazines. None of these magazines have anything to do with the case. There possibly can't be any clues in them. Subway's Peak. I've always been more of a Jimmy John's guy. Makoto,
Come on.
were you just standing there? We need to get to the repository. You mean...
Indeed.
I found them. Hifumi and Taka's bodies had been hidden in the repository. I've already told Hina and Sakura. We'll go on ahead. Their bodies were in the repository? What the Sigma? I do not take credit for voicing Byakuya in the game. That is 100% Jason Wishnov. Are the bodies here somewhere? Alright. Byakuya, what do you have to say? I have to wonder where they could have been hidden. Yeah, whatever, Rich Britches, you can find out yourself. Up ahead is the repository. The doorknob turned. I guess it's unlocked. Then I have no choice but to go inside. So I opened the door, and when I entered, I saw... Oh, look, 2 cadavers ripe for the picking. The 2 bodies that had disappeared were right here. The smell of blood made me gag. What I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. We love you, Taka. Yeah. Taka may be my least favorite character in this game, but I still love him. He's cool. And then, I heard the announcement for the second time. Thank you for the follow. Adlamo? I think that says. I don't know.
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Okay, my dog seems to be mourning Hifumi's death. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Sawyer? Hey, you want to cheese it? You want this Cheez-It, fool?
And so, here we are!
It's the Monokuma file!
Yay!
I imagine he does jazz hands when he says the Monokuma file.
I was going to hand them out when you found the bodies the first time, but I thought something might happen. It was really hard to resist, but turns out I was right.
Just hand it over already.
Punishment is waiting.
Now, make sure to investigate with all your mental might and prepare for the class trial.
See ya later!
Well then, now that we've found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the culprit.
What the heck?
Hold on. How can you be so calm? I mean, they're dead, you know?
That's terrible!
Dead! Gone forever! They're never coming back! Awful. This is all just too awful. Sawyer, you want to say hi to everybody on the camera? I let you outside already. I let you outside before the stream happened. Are we not going to talk about the dog? Yeah, that's Sawyer. Hi, buddy. You just wanted attention, huh? Good boy. Mwah. Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi's lifeless body.
Who would do this? Why? Why?
Large, wet tears fell from her eyes. The tears landed on Hifumi's cheeks. If this were some world of make-believe, that might have been when Hifumi opened his eyes. But this wasn't a movie. This wasn't...
He's alive again?
Where am I? Cold. So cold. Is winter coming?
It's July, but I wish winter would come. I love winter so much.
Hifumi! Wake up! That's right. I remember now. Hope's Peak. Come on, you gotta wake up! I remember everything. Before I met you all. I met you all.
His memories are all blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us.
The light. It's reaching out to me. Like the tail of a pond. Hey, Hifumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasu.
His eyes closed, and they never opened again. Death for the second time. Absolute, undeniable death. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed upon his face, there was no second miracle. Reality set in again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality. Hey, okay, hang on a second, guys. My dog really wants to go out on the front porch. Come on, buddy. Hey, let's go, yay! Okay. You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat.
Stop talking.
You're just angry. Going out of his way to return just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring. He said, Yasuhiro, right? Yasuhiro Hagakure. That is the only person he could have been referring to.
So in other words,
And with that, the case is solved. Assaulting people, even killing Taka and Hifumi. Then going so far as to hide the bodies. The criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. Is that what Hero is? If it's true, I can't forgive him. No way I can ever forgive him. To kill two of our friends. Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Although, this time it's not at all life or death. The trial will conclude without much trouble. Yes, it does look that way. It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through with this. To make sure everyone survives, I just have to do it. Investigate. First, I'd better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it?
Very strange.
Yeah, pretty strange. We got less information this time than before. That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could, anyway. Maybe. There's something else. There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. Are you talking about Kyoko? Without a doubt. She has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? I used to be Riku, look who I am now. Celestia Ludenberg. Based. An accomplice?
An accomplice?
What are you doing here?
Monokuma appears!
Don't be rude! I'm here to answer your question.
What question?
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial.
Yap. My name is Byakuya Togami.
So you ask, and so I shall answer.
Yeah.
But only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
And there's no way anyone would work together, right?
It is so good seeing you again, my man.
In other words,
So basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
So you're saying nobody worked together this time either?
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't forget. No matter how much you might assist in a murder, only the blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets nothing. They lose. Good day, sir.
Then we only need to figure out who that one blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal?
Okay. Let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. During this class trial, what you need to determine is the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action.
The true blackened. So just one person? Are you voicing everyone? Yes.
That's enough for explainifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the blackened. Good luck to all the contestants.
Thank you for the follow. The accuracy is insane. Thank you very much. So there can only be one blackened. An accomplice wouldn't benefit. I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. You may be right. If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you? As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let us get back to the investigation. I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone as a suspect, just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack.
What? I'm offended.
When did you... I've been looking all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found.
You there, milk sack swimmer girl.
Milk sack?
Why do I gotta be a suspect?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer.
What, so I'm like a special guest suspect every time? I have an alibi, you know.
She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body. Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing. That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about. On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again. Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina? Sure. That'd be totally useless on the investigation anyway.
It's all clear.
Then that's that. Let us begin. This whole thing is so strange. But one of us is an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. Monokuma file number 3 has been added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook. There are hammers of all different sizes hanging on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Mallets? Could the Justice hammers have been designed using this as a model? Anyway, the hammers here are obviously a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait. For some reason, this hammer isn't dirty at all. And it's wet. Did someone wash it recently? Spotless hammer has been added to the truth section of your bullets. Hifumi's big, cold body is laying on the floor. When he fell over, the ground shook. Thank you for the follow, Jocelyn. His really big body. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big? You roll him. From the nurse's office to where he was discovered here, to the repository, all the way from the first floor to the third, all without anyone noticing it. How the hell? It's no good. I just don't get it. Thank you for all the roses, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you for all the... I'm gonna get a drink. My throat's really dry. Thankfully, the refrigerator is right over here. And inside of it, God's gift to man, Pepsi. Did I just summon the entire Danganronpa fandom just by playing this? The way Hifumi would jump, he would sink the entire state of Alaska. That is, why Alaska specifically? It's landlocked. No, it's not landlocked. It's connected to Canada. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was lying on the floor in the nurse's office. Wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it, his glasses! When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now, they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that and why? Hifumi's glasses. Taka. He'll never move again. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? There's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way, there wouldn't be any blood left behind when he was moved. Blue tarp. It's a dolly. It doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before. I guess it's used to move statues around. It's kind of awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. But wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was responsible for when we moved him from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? I saw your browser history. Holy shit, Nagito Komaeda's in the chat. Hey look, it's... Okay, that guy just looks like Weird Al. This statue just looks like Weird Al. Hey, Makoto? I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository. Huh, what is it? After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together. And we came right to the repository to, you know, look around. But when we got there, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside. It was locked? We came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. If that's true, then who locked it? And why is it unlocked now? I wonder the same thing. The door was locked when the body's search began. There's another secret lurking in there. Probably have to leave this area to figure it out. There's only one way, and it can only be locked from inside the repository. I don't see any way to lock it from the art room. The door can only be locked from the inside of the repository, which makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura confirmed that the door was locked when we started looking for the missing bodies. The door was designed so that it could be only locked from the inside. In other words, when Hina checked it, someone had already gone into the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. But Hina claims that there is no way someone could have beaten them to the repository. That certain someone... Repository door. Look around here a little more. Doot, 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 doot. Byakuya, do you think Hiro really did it? I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. And the last thing Hifumi said when he died, he said Hiro's name.
So in other words,
So there is no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. But he's the fool, because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kind of dumb. But do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
what?
And is that it? Is that all that bothers you about the case? Well, no, there are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the body in the 1x1 Lego piece? They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there is to it? The only other thing that bothers me is, why'd they bother killing 2 people? Because the rule says if you kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your number 1 priority is not getting caught. But killing 2 people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out. Hold on. Perhaps. I see. So that's what it means. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends. What's with that attitude? But you have my appreciation.
Goodbye.
Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. He talked as if he'd figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? There's gotta be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe I should check somewhere else. There are some places I already know about. First, the nurse's office where Hifumi was found, and the equipment room where Taka was found. If you throw Hifumi into space, he'd create an orbit. Holy shit, Ibuki Miyota. And he... this is not my first time playing Firapla. This is my second time. I just thought it'd be fun to stream Danganronpa as like a departure from my constant streaming of Fire Emblem and Miitopia. Leave the repository. Nice. Have fun then. You have a good day, Firapla. I hope everything's going okay on your end. Ibuki Miyota joined the chat. Ibuki and Gundam are my favorite characters. Like, honestly, I love them both. All I'm fucking imagining is the fucking cowbell noises that are in the song. I'm just imagining that one image of Chiaki holding the triangle. There's some kind of tire mark going through the pool of blood in the middle of the room. That reminds me about the dolly in the repository. There was blood on its tire. Could that blood have come from... Oh yeah, I do have a Discord, by the way. It's in my bio. Or you can just DM me at UniKittyLol, like my username. Thank you for the follow, Rain. Here? That means Taka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using this dolly. Both rooms are on the 3rd floor, so that should have definitely been possible. Thank you for the follow. Nagito Komaeda, thank you for the follow. Be right back, guys. Don't die. See you later, Hiyoko. What about Hifumi? Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office on the 1st floor. Even with the dolly, there's no way to get it up to the 3rd floor. Secret elevator. That's still a total mystery. Anything else? Oh yeah, the tarps. Tarp is just Pratt spelled backwards. So his real name is Chris Tarp. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. And just recently, too. Money. Oh yeah, Yeah. Oh yeah. What do you have to say? I was sleeping right here when the killer carried the body away. I'm super pissed that I missed such an ultimately rare event. Did I summon the entire Danganronpa fandom? Hang on a second. I had to do a verification because apparently they detected inactivity. Why do they do this? Doot, doot, doot. The Heart Room. Elephant green screen effect. A refrigerator. Wonder if there's anything to drink inside. After everything I've been through, I'm totally parched. Maybe just a quick peek. We have 2 cans of Cola-Cola in our inventory. Just drink that. Better yet, I'll fucking give you a Pepsi, dude. There's a bunch of blood packets in here. For blood transfusions, I guess. It doesn't help me, though. I'm not a vampire. There was money in there. I found 3 quarters. Justice Hammer 3, the one that was used to kill Hifumi. Someone moved the body, but left the weapon behind. It's just a normal trash can. Wait, there's something inside. It's too small to be a handkerchief. It's a glasses cleaning cloth. It's got some kind of cartoon character on it. But it's also covered in blood.
Oh,
Did you find something? Yeah, there was a cleaning cloth in the trash can.
huh?
A cleaning cloth? It's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have used it to wipe up some blood. But who would do something... Who would need to do something like that? I haven't the slightest idea. Me either, but I think it might be important. Glasses cleaning cloth. What are you investigating, Celeste? I am not investigating anything, precisely speaking. I am simply going around seeing if Hiro might be hiding somewhere. What about you? Well, I'm just checking this and that. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Hifumi's body.
Let's see.
How Hifumi was moved, eh? When it disappeared, you were supposed to be in the nurse's office, right?
Yes.
Correct. Hina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom. And when you got back, the body was gone? We could not have been gone for more than a minute or 2, though. Hina said the same thing. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? It would seem so. To carry someone as big as Hifumi in only a couple of minutes is... I can't think of anything less than impossible. Yeah, I mean the dude is like 328 pounds, I think. Celeste's account. Actually, let's check. Alright, where's lard? There's lard. 342 pounds, or 155 kilograms. So this is where you were. I've been looking for you. You have? I wanted to thank you for what you did. Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this little game of ours very interesting indeed. You should go to Hiro's room. Oh, and let me give you this. Meet in the dining hall. This is the note Hiro wrote to get us all meet up, right? You remember well. Well, the penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
It's all clear now.
Anyway, this makes it all clear, right? This is a trap. What is? Things grow ever more exciting. What are you talking about? I've already repaid my debt. I don't owe you any more explanation.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Yasuhiro's message. Go to Hiro's room. Go to McDonald's. I love Tenko, the Aikido girl, I think. Yo. Wait, where is it? It's Taka, Mondo, Byakuya, Junko, Celeste, Aoi, Sakura, Leon, Yasuhiro, and there's Lard's room. You gonna play V3? I will be playing V3 blind at some point, yes. I guess I can go inside. Byakuya did say to go look. Might not be a great idea, but I'm gonna take the plunge. This is Hiro's room. There's all kinds of weird stuff in here. Where do you even all get it all from? More importantly, he still hasn't turned up. Which means he can't really complain if I don't get his permission to search his room, right? It's a normal bed, pretty much like the one I have in my room. I think there's something in the cardboard box. It's blueprints for something, and it's something's made out of looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster. Is this Robo Justice? And it's in Hiro's room. But wait, these blueprints. Something about them bothers me. Robo Justice blueprints. Makoto, big news, big news! What's wrong? We found Kyoko. What? Is she okay? Where is she? Well, I wasn't done. There's more big news. Robo Justice showed up too. Robo Justice? And it's Hiro wearing the costume. Anyway, as soon as you can, head to the pool on the second floor. To think Hiro and Kyoko would turn up at the same time. Anyway, I have to head to the pool. I ran off to the second floor as fast as I could. Hey look, it's a Megazord. Is this why people liked Power Rangers growing up? Because I never got into it. Kyoko and... Ugh, man, have I had the worst day. Hiro? Hiro?
Huh? Hey, Makoto.
Yeah, duh. Who else would I be? Good question. What? Why do I look like this? Did someone come along and remodel me while I was sleeping? Was it the Illuminati? There's a big locker near the pool. I found Hiro. He was jammed into the pool room locker. Looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke him up. I still can't believe you kicked me. You could have been a little more gentle about it, like, I don't know, caress my face or something? That's creepy. Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
Wow.
There was something I had to check up on. What do you mean? Never mind. I can't never mind.
Nothing.
Never mind.
Hey,
More importantly, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know that people think she might be spying for the mastermind? First of all, Hiro, you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that.
I mean,
Oh, well, I have no idea. One second I was asleep. Don't even know what happened. Then I woke up and then I was here. I don't care. Do something about that costume. It pains me just to look at you. Well,
let me out of here!
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't get it off. A little help? Why would you make something like that if you can't take it off by yourself? I didn't make this stupid frickin' thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy, so I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him. It took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Hiro out of the suit. It took a few minutes, but we eventually got all the pieces off. Free at last! Isn't that kind of weird how the suit perfectly fits you? More to the point, but nobody but Hiro would be able to wear that costume. What? Hold on a sec! Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as well. In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made the costume. That's true. I saw the blueprints myself. Yeah, me too. Then it's obvious. The one who put this costume on and went around attacking everyone was Hiro. Shall we tie him up and gag him? Good idea. We wouldn't want him killing anyone else. Tie me up? Hold on, guys. I think that's going a little far.
That's right.
He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment. Yeah, I mean... Heck, attacking? Blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about. You can't talk your way out of this. It's been decided. You killed them. What? Killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about. There must be a fake hero running around. Now I'm just imagining that scene from Sonic Adventure 2 where Sonic and Shadow first meet, but with two heroes. I found you, faker! You're the only one who can wear this costume. Who else could possibly be the costumed attacker? How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it on for yourself before you convict me. Fine, if you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will. Without missing a bit, Hina started putting on the Robo Justice costume.
Huh. See? Look. See how loose it is? I mean, come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's not a very nice thing to say. I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hiro could have fit into this dumb costume.
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again. Well, now you're all out of excuses. No, see, it's 'cause you're a girl. If it was another guy, then... Makoto, go ahead. Okay. Against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried putting them on. It's no good, the arms are too long. There's no way I can wear this.
Just a second.
That is some very good Pepsi. See, I told you it was impossible. You are absolutely right. It seems that the costume was made to fit Hiro's body exactly.
But
Then there's another costume. They must have one that looks the same, but fits them.
Honestly.
If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some evidence. Evidence? You claim there is another suit, yes? Then you must find it and show it to us. What the heck?
Just the word.
Who cares? Hiro's the only one without an alibi during this whole thing anyway.
That's terrible.
Which is how we know it was him. I mean, Is this really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Could someone, tell me? Robo Justice costume. Who else am I supposed to talk to? Hero? If you don't tell me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Hey, Makoto. Who was it? Thank you for the follow, Akira. Well, 2 people were killed. Taka and Hifumi. What? 2 people? Why are you freaking out? You did it. I did not! Wait, hold on. If those 2 were the ones that were killed, that's it, I know who did it! You may as well tell us then. Taka and Hifumi were fighting over Alter Ego, right? Which means Alter Ego and or Chihiro must have done it.
Correct.
I see, that's unfortunate. Unfortunate? Stop trying to trick us. Just admit that you did it, okay? I'm telling you, you got it all wrong. I know. That note. Note? Last night, someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. The last thing I remember is going to the rec room, and for some reason I fell asleep. The real killer probably drugged me or something. Not a chance. Hold on. He could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that. Really? I told you, someone's trying to set me up. Crazy? I was crazy once. I was in a room. A rubber room filled with kokichi. A secret passage. A chance to escape. Someone wrote all that to trick me. Even if that's true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you. Well, after being trapped here so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? They preyed on my desire to get out of here. They deceived me. I still don't buy it. Well, you should buy it. Okay, then show us that note. With pleasure. I have it right here in my handy-dandy pocket. Looks like I lost it. Yeah, sure. Please, you gotta believe me! I wouldn't hurt a fly! As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us that note? I have no particular issue what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, give us a reason. What the heck? For serious? Yasuhiro's account. Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins. Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it. Why did you kill them? Tell us, Hiro. No, it's like I said. Was it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. He must be totally broke, and that's why. Wait, that's a false accusation! Someone help me! Just be thankful we haven't bound and gagged you. If you have time to yell and carry on, you have time to search for evidence, right? Oh, you're right! I need to look for a second suit and that note! Feet don't fail me now! I guess I'd better get back to guard duty. I was gonna ask Toko, Genocide Jack, to switch with me. But if she and Sakura got into a fight, we'd have a catastrophe on our hands. Well, bye. One by one, everyone peeled away. Do you have a second? Huh? If you want... I want you to help me with the investigation. Looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make up some ground. Sure, I don't mind helping, but can you promise me something? Later, when we have time, will you tell me why you disappeared?
Why is that?
No. To reject me so simply.
Anyway,
Anyway, I need your help. You don't mind, do you? Okay,
shall we go?
thanks. Now then, shall we?
Hey,
So Makoto, first I'd like you to examine the corpses.
correct.
Dead bodies don't... I read that. I feel... I'm guilty of reading that as dead boobies. Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living.
Hey,
Wouldn't you agree? How am I supposed to answer?
anyway,
Anyway, we have to hurry. Before the class trial begins again. Yeah, you're right. Okay, then show me where the bodies are. They're in the repository. I love being cool. Hifumi and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid. But only for a moment.
so then,
Well then, let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka without hesitation and began poking and prodding at the bodies.
I knew.
The Monokuma file was right. They were killed using similar weapons. Her movements were so smooth. She was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable. The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Hifumi.
Oh,
Makoto, I found something. You did? You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore in his left hand? He did? Are you still oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much? No, that's not it. Anyway, what you said he had a watch?
So then,
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving, right? It most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. If you noticed, his hands are frozen just past 6 o'clock. So that means the watch was broken sometime just after 6?
that's right.
But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. My name's Kiyotaka Ishimaru. And I'm Makoto Naegi. I'm Taka. Thank you for the follow, Miki. So if it worked past 10 at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m. Meaning it must have been happened at 6 this morning. Broken wristwatch.
However,
That's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping on something. You're right. And there's something white in there.
Makoto,
Can you try and pry it out? Me?
because
Rigor mortis has already set in. Boys are better suited for this kind of manual labor, right? Okay. As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold dead hand. His ice-cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist. Why the fuck am I laughing? It's a triangle. A piece of paper?
hey,
Was that all he had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it?
is that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko then turned to Hifumi's body.
So then,
Let's check Hifumi's body now. Perhaps he's left us a few clues of his own. Kiyotaka's scrap of paper. So did you find anything? I did. More than I expected, to be honest. Look at this. A wad of paper?
That's right.
Hifumi had it hidden on him. Hidden?
Indeed.
He stuffed it in his pants. So I can only assume he'd hidden it on purpose, you see. In his pants? Wait, so you...
Why is that?
It was just his pants. Not like his socks or something. I don't know what that means.
Hey,
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto. Open it up. When I think of how it was stuffed down its pants, it's like... It better be important, Hifumi, or I'll never forgive you for this. A note. I found a hole we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
so...
That sounds very familiar. That's the same thing Hiro said. Then he was telling us the truth.
However,
Although it's not exactly the same, is it? Last night, someone slipped a weird... Hey, am I getting deja vu? Didn't I live through this already? Why am I here? The time is different. Hiro told us that his notes said to meet at 1 a.m. But the notes that Hifumi wrote to Hifumi asked him to meet him at 6 a.m.
is that right?
Just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him. Huh?
So...
Part of it has been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning there. There's some meaning to part of it being ripped? Could you maybe explain it a little more? Think carefully. Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly? I have no idea. What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something more important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer. The note Hifumi had.
Hey,
And while we're at it, I should tell you one other thing. The two victims of this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. Yeah, nothing to do with the killings. So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time, right?
is that right?
Don't have to think about them at all. I wouldn't have gotten out of my way to mention it. All I said is that they weren't used to help carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where the handbook may play a role. The handbook may play a role? E-handbook. Alright, here we go.
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin!
There's already a Discord in Unikity's bio. That there is. I don't know if the link has been expired yet because Linktree doesn't refresh Discord invites for some reason.
Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado,
That's a Cheez-It.
everyone please meet at the usual spot.
Hey, Monokuma, do you want to Cheez-It? You know what? I should probably go get that. I need to go get that. Hang on a second. Monokuma did not want that Cheez-It.
Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
See you soon!
It would seem...
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to a proper conclusion.
Shall we go?
I just want to get right into the class trial. Like, I don't have a lot of time left. Everyone had heard Monokuma's... Pardon me? Had heard Monokuma's proclamation and they gathered by the red door. As soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
What's up?
Wrong.
Ah, fuck this, I'm not reading that. Can we just get on the elevator already?
Coin. Tough crowd.
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you.
Hey!
Please board the pain train elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please.
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet! You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins. I told you already I didn't do it! For serious! That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume or the note? Well, no, but... How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey,
This isn't the place to get to the courtroom. She's right, yes, we need to get to the courtroom. Who wants McDonald's? Those are men. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka, the one who killed two of our friends. The killer is... someone right here. It would appear the culprit has been confirmed. The trial will be over in no time. You sure about that? I took one last deep breath and elevated. Everyone was aboard. Thank you for the follow, Hifumi Yamada. The doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. Loving an elevator, loving it up while I'm going down. Loving an elevator, living it up till I hit the ground. Thank you for the follow, Z. Elevator door opening up to a cruel fate. Moon! I see who it is. Yes, I realize how few of you there are left. I don't want to read anymore. Get me to the fucking trial. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. Say it with me, everybody. A deadly class trial. Just in case I need to re-record. Because I did have to do a re-record session for the second class trial because the power in my house went out as I was doing it. Summon the ultimate who cares. And now they must confront two murders. Who claimed the lives of Hifumi and Kiyotaka? In this class trial, suspicion builds upon suspicion. Set skills. We got lost in thought. Increase the time limit for each phase. Effective during the class trial. As for the other skills, we don't have any of them. We just have melodious voice. Alright. You ready, boys?
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So if you can figure
Fuck.
out who done it, then I'll punish everyone besides the black and the white. Now then, to begin with,
We already know who did it.
was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprint for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. Luckily, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times will I have to tell you? I don't know.
Is Hiro really the killer? Or, before anything else, we have to make that clear. Yasuhiro's message.
Everything you found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof in our that you are the culprit.
I don't know if it's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No, just hold on a second.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints.
No, that's wrong!
Are we sure Hero really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. Hero really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this.
Person made both of them. Unless that person made their own to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on. I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hero is innocent as well.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hero said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Of course, he passes it off to me.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
Individual question, the one that must have been in the suit. Hina, the Illuminati hero.
I got it! Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been.
Thank you for the follow, Gonta.
Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes.
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
The things that were used to move Taka's lifeless body, they must have been blue tarp.
I got it.
There's still one more thing.
I got it.
They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think They use the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when you found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it and made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Degrade me more.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
I didn't mean when I said degrade me more. That was a joke. I've never heard anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change her mind. I can just explain to them why the dolly had been moved up from the equipment room to the repository. Bullet time battles. Reloading. Ammo count. Yes, the Y button. Okay. I think it might be set to gentle. I have no idea.
You had it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst. I cannot agree.
This should prove it. If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
Look how the body was moved. It'll be clear the person in the suit could have done it. What does he mean by that? Robo Justice costume.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you have to do
No, swamp! You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember? When you're in that suit, Not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it,
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a part.
Right. Isn't it just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to lose the body?
There's absolutely no chance. Once it's on, you can... Hero's not strong enough.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember,
I don't know what's up with this thing. Can someone get off the suit?
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wear it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't move the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture? You all got a good look at it, did you not? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt? I'm me.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
Celeste is our queen. I do love Celeste a lot.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room, and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour, because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by the Akuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office,
Yeah, we can skip through those scenes.
Once Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Shit. Was I skipping through dialogue again?
At that point, we decided to divide up into two groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Yakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time. Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
You guys summoning all the Danganronpa gimmick accounts in the chat? I'm looking over and I see we need Akane in the chat. Oh my god.
We rushed back to the nurse's
Good.
office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again. But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time,
Celeste informed us that she found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions but hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth, in this case I have to find him no matter what. Monokuma file number 3.
So, regarding Taka's death,
I wonder if he thought perhaps it was... We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
what makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after. So, regarding... I wonder if he thought perhaps it was... We already know what order they...
No, that's wrong.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. There's something relates to what time he must have died. Hangman's Gambit. Yep, wristwatch. Give me an eye. I guess ProZD's video about this still holds up. Fuck.
Now I understand. I got it. Look! It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Hey you, how long are you gonna keep us waiting? My name is Taka.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe. When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office. And that's where we found his body. That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! There was a recording him screaming on a tape or something that played it later on.
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing. Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then. Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway. In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
I did a thing.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the 3rd in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another... No! I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That is it possible?
The idea that Hifumi was still alive. Is it really possible? God, there's something stuck in my fucking eye. Broken wristwatch.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he was actually still?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, and you know that shortly you heard the body discovery announced. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure that maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery?
Are you saying that when we first there's a chance he was... No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that shortly you heard the body discovery announcement. And Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why Hifumi
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Alright, yeah.
Are you saying that when we heard there's a chance he... No. If Hifumi was dead, because you know that shortly you heard the body discovery announced. Hifumi's dead body...
There we go.
Yo, swap. Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been two announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum. No, actually, that was plenty. He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement was just when Hifumi came back, both bodies were rediscovered.
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository when we rediscovered the two bodies. It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
In reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
I know! We're gonna play dead! That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Hifumi's glasses.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But then you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved. Other than the change in...
Fuck. Your meaningless words tire me. Please stop wasting my time. God damn it.
Well, here's one thing. The first time we found him in bed, his body disappeared.
And the next time it was in what?
But then you compare his body before, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no...
No, it's wrong. In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash bin.
It was. There it is.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was... Princess Hideous. Some demon angel pretty princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few stitches is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
He doesn't say it's true. He does not mean he wipes the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Well, it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
If he was just pretending to be dead. What was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out. So he just dumped it everywhere. But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. Oh, what an idiot.
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The one who moved Taka's body was Hifumi.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So he and Sakura headed to the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Could it be? The note Hifumi had.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuck in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Found a hole we maybe used to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro, and that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants! Yes! His pants, are you saying his pants are alive? Are pants people? Are there pants people? Hina, even if there are, I'm sure they're not here in the school. What am I saying? I need to calm down.
Shoot!
It's like I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone.
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro, and that person could only have been...
Taka.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Cubby! Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Cubby is Hifumi, right? Oh, yes! Why does it ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary. But still, I can't let her get to me. Broken wristwatch, Hifumi's glasses, cleaning cloth.
Cubby had the note, right? The
Fuck.
person it was intended for.
Who the what the is it what? Okay, it's L.
Let's defend Cubby!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to me?
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
Yes, it has everything to do with TikTok because I'm streaming on it.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plain to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, you could have like that. No further objections.
Someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less.
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead. Show us.
Oh shit, it's Kiyotaka's scrap of paper.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper.
I look at chat and I see the message, I have my waifus for that.
If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
And Taka's scratch. And Hifumi's move.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There is only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from its death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus. Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
A weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
A weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, and put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue. So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then...
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding the case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find the truth. The spotless hammer is the one you gotta bullet throw it at
What
somebody.
was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How is the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it? Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out wordofgear.com/hammer time for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon has been...
Yo, squad!
If someone actually purchases the web domain murdertime.com/hammertime,
It wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
if someone actually If someone purchases that web domain, murdertime.com/
But seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. Now,
fuck.
all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris, but for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
What if that was the Treacherous? The one who killed his working with? And the one who betrayed him? Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out the murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but... Gotta make your stupid-ass little bitch argument spotless, Hammer. I think you gotta absorb something.
Some rules that have been laid out for us. Even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act
Those are some bars.
survives. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however,
Based on the rules that even if more than one person, only the one who actually carried out the act, assuming the rule holds true.
No, that's wrong.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
if there's only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping him later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. But creating one single set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic all this time. Kyoko must have noticed this fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. But in the debates up until now, the way the case is unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. It pains me to do it.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do make this kind of joke.
A joke? I want to know.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would live within 10 feet of that shit brain, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Celeste and Hifumi had in common? The paper hidden in Hifumi's pants. The scream. Encountering the suspicious individual.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Makoto, be a little good boy. Take this coupon down to the local McDonald's and get yourself a little kid's meal. Stupid child.
Sorry. As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said? We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor.
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said? Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up. Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead. Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
The obvious said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. But what is he alluding to? Monica...